happy 10 years to Chef Art Smith.
Princess of Bear, today we're at Disney Springs, not because of the balloon, but because Chef Art Smith is having a foodie anniversary.
Yes, it's been 10 years since the restaurant is open and they have a special menu to celebrate.
Yeah, so it's your number one choice in foodie infotainment. We're here to try all the homecoming so you don't have to. Remember, she's vegan. I'm not. We're going home after this.
It's time to foodie and chill.
Homecoming just celebrated its 10-year anniversary here at Disney Springs, which is honestly just around the time that Disney Springs has been around, so that sort of makes sense. They currently are running like a summer special menu that's sort of doubling as their anniversary menu, and you know what? One of the famous things here is the Church Lady Deviled Eggs with the fried chicken and the bacon. Now they're doing a gourmet deviled egg. Gourmet right now is Bloody Mary deviled egg, so you have the traditional deviled egg mix with celery, bacon, a gherkin, and it's covered in tajin. Interesting combination. Now, you can get a half order, and they did ask, but I felt almost as if I was not doing service to myself if I got a half order, because, I mean, I love deviled eggs. And while 3 is probably smarter in the half version, I will eat 6. I don't think you can half bite this. I think you just have to eat it all. I was not expecting, but on the back end, it's probably because of the heat, there's a little kick, a little bit of spice. So true to the Bloody Mary, looking at the actual deviled eggs, it's not all gherkins. It alternates gherkin and olives. And it looks like to be like almost like a pimento cheese stuffed olive. So like here, top of this one, it's stuffed with pimento cheese. You get like 2 kinds of Bloody Mary deviled eggs for the price of 6 Bloody Mary deviled eggs. Either way, they definitely sell like the Bloody Mary aesthetic. As far as deviled eggs, they are fine. I think they're a nice addition to the Church Lady deviled eggs. Those are still better, but if you've had the Church Lady deviled eggs a ton of times, I think you should try these. I'll give these a solid 4 out of 5 stars.
Chef Art Smith's Homecomin is one of those restaurants where every single item for vegans is an off menu or a secret item. This includes breakfast. There was a short period of time where they actually had a breakfast option on the menu that was vegan as is, but they have since changed that and added egg, but they do have just, so you just ask for that. Now, as far as dinner options go, there's an off menu pasta that is nowhere listed that you can get. Pretty much every single salad can be modified to be vegan. We've had the Cobb salad vegan here. Really beautiful with the Gardein Chick'n. There's also like a pick your own sides situation where you could just get like the tendies on their own and then like 2 sides. And then of course the long-standing chicken sandwich. I have not gotten this chicken sandwich in quite some time. Mostly because there's so many other things on the menu that you can order. But I figured I haven't ordered this in a while. It's a 10-year anniversary. I remember when Bear and I were coming here when this place was downtown Disney. So why not order a classic that has been here, I think, since this restaurant opened. I'm pretty sure yes. So I'm going to take out this allergy stick and the little toothpicky sword thing, whatever we're calling that. And then additionally, I asked for lettuce, tomato, and pickles. And they gave me like 5 pieces of Gardein. So I'm going to take like 2 off. And then there's avocado here as well. Of course, when you put hot chicken on cold avocado, it's going to brown. So you got to be quick about it. This is still a massive bite. You know, I really do love the way they cook the tendies here. It's so good. It's so crispy, crunchy, beautiful. You don't need as many as they put on there, but I appreciate them going extra. None of the sauces here are vegan, so I actually stopped over at BB Wolf's on the way here. I got relish, I got ketchup, and I got regular mustard, and then their fancy mustard. So I'm definitely going to be adding a bunch of things to this sandwich so that it can be a little more saucy, but I wanted to try it for you guys without any of the sauce, so you know what it's like on its own if you don't stop at BB Wolf's and get extras. And it's really well done. I love the pickles. They're nice and tart. The avocado doesn't really add anything to it. It kind of adds like a little softness, but not really. And then you got a nice little crunch from the tomato and the lettuce. The bun is nice. Everything is nice. You just do have to unhinge your jaw like a snake to eat it. So I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5 chicken sandwiches. I will say, though, that like if you order a regular chicken sandwich here that's not vegan, they do the same thing. They like stack tenders on top of the sandwich. So they're not doing anything extra for the vegans here. This is literally the same configuration. And they'll do that with pretty much every dish that you get here. They'll give you the same configuration. Like when we got the Cobb salad, I was like, why did they throw my chicken all over the place? And I like rearranged it. But then I looked at photos later and I was like, oh, that's how it was supposed to be. So they'll literally do the same presentation for you. And I appreciate that.
Being what homecoming is, I always feel like this is like the most southern, literally homecoming way to resolve the problem. We have a vegan family member. They're coming to dinner. We don't have anything to cook them. We're giving everybody else chicken sandwiches. So they literally, we found this thing in the grocery store that's like Gardein plant-based chicken. I've never heard of that before. I mean, I have, but in the case of this imaginary family, never heard of Gardein before. We're going to cook the whole box and put that on the sandwich because we don't know any better. I'm not mad at it. I mean, you're definitely getting your money's worth, especially with the cost of Gardein, but like, it's literally like an entire box of Gardein chicken tendies in between bread. It's the most hilarious thing on the planet, and I love them for that. So getting it stacked with these pickles, the tomato, and the avocado. It's a hearty looking sandwich with stuff left over. The bread and butter pickles that are on here sell this sandwich. I think that with the avocado keeps it from being too overly dry. It's still, I think, missing a sauce. They had some sort of like vegan dressing they could use, even if it was like Italian or like a vegan green guy or something like that they had on hand. I think it would go along with this sandwich with those bread and butter pickles. It feels like a regular chicken sandwich with the avocado. Like, it's fairly tasty. It's probably the best that this combination has really ever been. I'm glad that the server offered the avocado on this because that definitely makes it a lot better. I'm glad they at least know their menu so well that they know what they can and can't do. We come here, we're always asking to see what they can do, but they've never scoffed. They're going to look and see what they have is vegan, and are not afraid to come back to you and tell you at the same time that they don't have that much. A lot of places are afraid to do that sometimes, so even though they don't have this on the menu, I appreciate the willingness to try. I think is what I'm getting at. The sandwich, very good try. 4.25 out of 5 claws.
Now, this is an option that I would not normally order, nor have I ever ordered at Chef Art Smith Homecomin. I love their corn succotash. They have broccolini, they have asparagus, and then they have this collard greens and kale. Now, I'm okay with collards. Bear has made me collards before. First time he did that, we did a home watching session of Soul for the first time, and we made like a Southern style meal while we watched Soul for the first time back like when Disney was still releasing their movies on streaming and not in theaters yet. So we did that, and I was not really a fan. I've had it a couple more times since then, but my optometrist tells me that I need to eat more leafy greens. So this is my attempt to eat more leafy greens, despite the fact that I don't really want to. But it's Chef's anniversary, and why not? Cheers. The things that I do not typically like about kale or collard greens is that it's very earthy. So, like, when Bear makes me kale at home, somehow became the kale cooking master. He, like, put some lemon in there. I'm sure if we put some pine nuts in there, that'd probably be really good. But there's always, like, some pungent flavoring that kind of, like, counteracts and balances the earthy flavor. They certainly did that with this. But they did not use lemon. I cannot pinpoint what it is exactly that they use, but it's like definitely mellowed out the earthiness so that there's literally none. And then I had it with the onion, and that onion kind of like adds a little bit of tang to it in a really good way, I think. I was not expecting to enjoy this. Maybe it's like red pepper they have in here. It's like something. There's no spiciness to it, but it's like something that just kind of like helps it along. Maybe Bear can pinpoint it a little bit better than me. He's a little bit better than palate than me. I would give this a 3.5 out of 5 greens. Though it is not the side that I would typically go for, I'm not mad that I got it. And I'm going to eat at least half of it. I'm probably going to make Bear eat some of it too.
I'm not a gourmet chef, but I do decent cooking at home for me and the princess. Though, cooking collard greens for her for the first time when we watched Soul, I feel deficient in my collard green making. Because while I did remember my grandmother's recipe for cooking collards, I could only really use her wash method and not the cooking method because, like most Southern grandmothers, my grandmother made collard greens with ham hock. And I have yet to find a good vegan replacement that's going to impart that same sort of flavor to the collards. So, as of yet, I haven't really tried again, but one day, with the help of the internet, and maybe you guys, I will find a way to cook a nice Southern-style plate of collard greens to the princess. Soaking, hand washing, and all. Now, kale, the secret from the kale is very simple. I blanch it. I drop it in a pot of boiling water for, what was I do, like 3 to 4 minutes. Take that out. And then I literally just saute it with garlic, vegan butter, and lemon juice. And that, she loves them that way. Simple, but it works. Now, homecoming style, I don't quite know how they cook these, but we're going to find out together. It looks fairly basic, except for the ridiculous pile of raw red onions. I don't understand the world over the obsession with raw red onions. I do see some red pepper in here on the bottom. Some seasonings of some sort. Interesting. Salt, red pepper, black pepper. I think there's a little bit of mustard powder in here. It's fine. Mustard greens is the thing. There's a little heat. I think they did put maybe a little bit of red pepper in there. There might be a pinch of cayenne in there as well. That imparts the heat is why it's like slow back in the mouth. It's not terribly hot, like 1.5 out of 10 on the heat scale, but enough heat where you're going to feel it. It's not a tickle. It's definitely like a solid, sustained heat. As far as collards go, they're cooked rather well. I'm not really imparting any of the taste of like that, like the sharpness or tartness, the bitterness you get from either kale or collard greens if they're not cooked properly. So I would say they did a good job. Better than I did at home. 3.5 out of 5 claws. So as part of their summer social menu, they have this summer peach grilled chicken salad. It's chicken on iceberg lettuce grilled with grilled peaches, feta, candied pecans, some blueberries, and avocado. Because, you know, while it's summer social, it is summer, and I'm trying my barest, not my dearest, but my barest, to fit into my bearkini for the summer, okay? I need to watch the waist and the legs and the thighs. So some grilled chicken and some leaves. We're gonna eat it. Step aside that I also love rabbit food, but you know, Southern style. So you have the chicken, which is looking fairly well golden seasoned. It's looking a little dry from the aerial view, so that does worry me a little bit, but it cuts fine. Cucumbers, tomatoes, nice grilled peaches. Get some of that flavor in there. Chicken and a candy pecan. We'll even get a little bit of the princess's favorite avocado down there. A full summer social bite. Except for the red onion. We don't want any of that. I am happy to report that the chicken is not dry. It definitely looks like it's been cooked and sitting for a little bit, but it hasn't dried out. It's very well seasoned all the way through. Both the char on top and on the inside, the grilled peaches have a nice grilled flavor. I live with the feta and candied pecans. I can be a pecan hater at times, but honestly, these are inoffensive. It's not littered with them, so you're not going to get like tons of it throughout. But if you wanted to break it up, you can. The lettuce, I could have done better with like a bed of spinach. Iceberg lettuce is kind of like a out the window anyway. It's basically just like empty water that's crunchy. It's a fun salad. I could eat this and not feel deficient and still try to slip into my bikini tomorrow, but it's kind of hard to order this and the rest of the menu. Everything else looks so decadent. It's like I can get a summer salad, but then I also had Bloody Mary deviled eggs, and then you can have donuts and chicken or shrimp and grits. It takes a brave soul to order the salad. I'm just letting you know that if you do order it, you will not be lapsed in flavor. 4 out of 5 plus. You'd be surprised how easy it is for me to try a new drink. Simply putting fancy writing next to the drink with the word new, I'll do it. Like, it's probably not new. It's probably been here for 6 months. We came here 6 months ago for brunch and 8 months ago for dinner. So, I mean, it could have been on the menu then under the word new, and I wouldn't know. I mean, I have a copy of the menu I can check, but either way. I think old Cubans are slowly climbing up the ranking for me. Because it's just like an old fashioned, but it's like rum instead of whiskey. I got no problem with rum. Rum is always here and never gone. Ooh. Worthy of an eye patch and a peg leg. Maybe not a crew of smelly men, but the peg leg and the eye patch, I could do. 4 out of 5 plus. It still feels like home. Or at least somebody's home.
Homecoming?
I did come home.
It's 10 years of Homecoming. We remember the opening like it was yesterday.
Feels like yesterday.
It feels like yesterday, but it's not. And the food is still delicious. I think it doesn't matter what you get. You're going to have a good time.
Yeah, it's still every bit the place that the internet has told you. It's still very much Homecoming. It's popular for a reason. The food is consistent. The portions are plentiful. The service is good. Really have no complaints other than obviously there not being any on-menu vegan options. But again, they're willing to modify basically anything on the menu for a desire when you come, which does give them some bonus points.
But you do, as a vegan, have to be okay with cross-contamination to eat there.
Also, this is kind of a hot take. Homecoming's drinks kind of suck.
Yeah.
They're okay, but they're like Splitsville level, and I don't mean that as a compliment.
As far as specialty drinks go for vegans, there's like one Florida Crush Tito's drink, and everything else I cannot drink because the moonshine is not vegan. So.
And the moonshine ain't Florida moonshine we're talking about? Like that backwoods, your friend handed you the mason jar in the back seat. It ain't that moonshine. So the drinks are like, they're cute. They sound nice, but you can get better drinks almost anywhere else in Disney Springs.
They're Southern in theory.
Yeah, in theory only, though. I don't know what you guys think. I know Homecoming is popular, but is it good or is it overrated? I need to know your comments and your thoughts in the comments below. As always, if there's anything else you can say, do the comments will always be the place to find us. Hit the notification bell if you want to see other videos like this, and
we have new videos 5 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday.
We'll see you soon.
Be sure to subscribe and like this video. And if you don't comment, well, where is Bear going to eat him to? He's already in the South.
Canada? I would Canada.
Wrong direction.
You heard the girl.